All right. My name is Buddy Blackman with Fayetteville Real Estate School. And we have some real estate brokers online with us today. They're actually in post-licensing class. And we're going to review our section 2 from the original math book that was used in pre-licensing. And we're going to talk about loan origination, assumption fees, and discount points. These are 3 different calculations that we will use with our buyers. And let's see if I can get our, there we go. 1 second. There we go. Section 2, loan origination, assumption fees, and discount points. I didn't mean to do that. I wanted this one. So we're going to talk about those 3 things. And this is the first one, loan origination fee. When you take out a loan, you may have to repay more than just the principal and interest. Some lenders also include an origination fee. The lender is charging you this fee to write up the loan for you. It's an upfront fee to process a new loan application, including underwriting and verifying new borrowers. And this is the formula. It's going to be, the formula is loan amount times the origination fee percent will equal the origination fee that is charged to the borrower or the buyer at closing. It's a one-time fee charged to the buyer. All right, so let's see more of a description of this. And here we go. Loan origination and assumption fees are, so loan origination and assumption fees, they're both fees that are charged by the bank, but only if they apply. So first, here's our loan origination fee example. Bank charges a 1% loan origination fee on a $76,000 loan. Remember, we're using the loan amount, not the purchase price of the property, the loan amount. Then it's 76,000 times 1% equals $760. So loan origination fee on this particular example, the loan origination fee is $760, and that is what the buyer will pay at closing, one-time fee that the bank is charging. The other type of fee that we're going to talk about is an assumption fee. This is where a buyer is assuming the seller's loan. Now, there's when we get in and talk about mortgages and stuff, there's some other criteria that has to go forward in order for that buyer to assume that he just can't automatically assume the seller's loan. He must apply with that lender and be approved just like the original seller was approved for the loan. But the bank or the lender is going to charge that new buyer that's going to assume that loan an assumption fee. All right. And it's usually in the form of a percent. And it's charged against the loan amount again, the loan amount. So just the same, almost same formula as the loan origination fee is the assumption fee is here. Example, 76,000 is the loan amount times 1% assumption fee. The buyer would pay $760 at closing, one-time fee to assume that loan. All right, and again, you must be careful because the loan amount is not always the same as the purchase price, not always the same. So if it gives you the purchase price and an LTV percent, you're going to have to compute that loan amount first before you can do these calculations. So loan origination fee, simple calculation, assumption fee, simple calculation. Now here's the hard one because of course you see at the title on our screen, loan origination, assumption fees, discount points. Discount points is the most hardest. Do you agree, Jessica, that discount points are the most hardest to understand?
Sure, yes.
Yes. Jessica Williams, what do you think? Discount points?
Out of these 3, yes.
Yeah, okay. So discount points are the hardest to understand, and let's take a look at how that works. First, here, discount points, I've got this in bold here. Discount points will increase the yield to the bank. Basically, mortgage discount points are a form of prepaid interest that lowers the current interest rate and results in savings throughout the loan. For example, right here, plus each discount point equals 1% of the loan amount. We're going to let's go and show you how discount points work. This is a pie that I drew here. Discount points are in eighths. Eighths is a fraction. 8/8, if you see at the top left here, 8/8 equals a whole or 100% of the pie. All right, one discount point equals 1/8% change in interest rate. 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. All right, so discount points are in eighths. Let's look. And so now 1/8 of an interest rate, if the buyer paid 1 point, they would lower their interest rate by 1/8%. If they paid 2 points, they would lower their interest rate by 2/8%, and that fraction reduced down to 1/4%. All right, so 2/8 equals 1/4. You need to know how to reduce your fractions down. Let's look at a better example right here. This is what the buyer wants to do. The current rate is 9% interest rate. That's the current rate that the lender is offering on a loan. The lender or the buyer or the borrower wants a 8.5% interest rate. In other words, he wants a lower interest rate than what the bank is offering. So how much of an interest rate is he asking it to be lowered? We take 9% minus 8.5%, and that equals 0.5%. So the bank is saying, look, I'll let you lower the interest rate. Now, E-Man, answer me this. If you get a lower interest rate on your loan, does that mean a lower monthly payment?
Yes.
Yes, that's why you want a lower interest rate, is so that you can have a lower monthly payment. All right, so now if this person, the current rate is 9%, he wants an 8.5%, we just take 9% minus 8.5, and that equals, he wants to lower his rate by 0.5%. Now, if we go back and look at this will, we find that 0.5% is the same thing as 4/8 or 0.5%. And so, Jessica Williams, how many points will that buyer have to buy?
4.
He would have to buy 4 points, which equals to 0.5%. He would have to buy 4 points. So then we would have to calculate how much that 4 points is going to cost the buyer to lower that interest rate. And we just take 4% times the loan amount, and that's how much the buyer would have to pay. And 4% times 100,000 is 4,000. All right, and so that is basically how you do discount points. Remember, discount points are in eighths. Now, this is the hardest thing, or one of the hard things in real estate math is understanding how discount points work. A lot of realtors still don't understand how discount point works. Jessica Williams, who do you think would be negotiating with the buyer on these discount points in order to use them or not use them?
The mortgage lender.
That's correct. The mortgage lender is going to be talking with the buyer. Hey, if you buy this many points down, we can lower the rate to this. Now, you as a real estate broker, you need to know about this, because that buyer, you are the go-to person for that buyer. That buyer may call you up and say, hey, I don't understand what this lender's talking about. I could buy points. Well, then you need to try your best to explain, because you know how points work, right, Jessica Williams?
Yes, sir.
All right. So lots of times the buyers, they don't understand what they're talking about. The lender's saying, hey, you buy these points down. Now, is that going to increase, Jessica Paris, is that going to increase the buyer's closing cost at closing if they buy points?
Yes.
Yes, that's greatly, because here they're buying 4 points and it costs them extra $4,000 onto the buyer's closing costs. All right, so let's look at a couple sample problems here. These are real easy. Remember, the loan origination and assumption fee are the easiest ones. A bank charges a loan origination fee of 1.5% on a $75,000 loan. So it already gives us the loan amount. What is the amount of the loan origination fee? What is the dollar amount that the buyer is going to have to pay at closing? And that's real easy. We just take the $75,000 loan, multiply it by 1.5%, and we get $1,125 in loan origination fee the buyer is going to have to pay. And this one, Joe assumes a loan which has a balance of $87,000. He must pay 3/4 a percent assumption on the balance and a 0.5% loan origination fee. How much money must Joe pay in fees? So he's having to pay a loan origination and an assumption fee. I'm going to show you the easy way to do this. Now, here, 0.75%. We need to convert that to a decimal so that we can hit it in our calculator, because my calculator right here doesn't have 0.75% and doesn't have a 0.5%. So first of all, I want to add 0.75% and a 0.5%. If we think of 0.75% as having 3/4, if we had 3/4 of a dollar, how much is that do we have? Anyone just jump in there.
75 cents.
75 cents, right? So 3/4 equals the same thing as 0.75. And if we had, if we had a $0.50, how many quarters would, or how much money would we have?
50 cents.
50 cents. So if we add 75 cents to 50 cents, we get $1.25. Everybody agree with me? Yeah. So that's the easy way to do it. I'm just adding these two together. So I'm going to take the 87,000, multiply it by $1.25%. And that's how many fees, how much in fees. Now you could have done this individually. You could have multiplied 87,000 times 0.75 and then 87,000 times 0.5, which is a 0.5%. And then you would have had to add them together to get the 1,087.50. Either way, as long as you come up with the correct answer of 1,087.50. All right, this is another one, origination fee. We're going to skip through this one. We want to get down to a discount point in just a second here. All right, here we go. Here's a discount point question. Thomas bought a $45,000 home. And you can't buy a doghouse for $45,000 right now, can you? So bought a $45,000 home with 100% loan. If it says 100% loan, how much is the loan amount, Jessica Williams?
45,000.
That's correct. It's 100% loan to value. So $45,000 home, 100% loan, that is $45,000 loan amount. The current loan rate was 9.5%, but he received a rate of 8.75. There was no loan origination fee. Now, this is asking, you have to be very careful on these type problems. What is it? Is it asking us for a dollar amount, or is it asking us how many points? It's asking us how many discount points did Thomas pay? So we're going to take the 9.5 minus the 8.75. So if I took $9.50 and subtracted $8.75, what would that leave us, Jessica Williams?
75 cents.
That leaves us 75 cents, right? So he wants to lower 75 cents in a fraction. It's the same thing as what, Jessica Williams?
3/4.
Okay, and then we go back to our wheel and we look that 3/4 is right here, which is the same thing as how many points, Jessica Williams?
6 points.
6 points, yeah. So the answer on that one, the answer on this one is 6 points. 9.5 minus 8.75 equals 3/4 or 7.75, which is the same thing as 6/8 on our wheel, which means 6 points. So be careful on these questions. Is it asking you for how many discount points, or is it asking you for the discount point fee? Now, Jessica Paris, if it was asking us for the discount point fee, what would be our next step here?
You multiply the loan amount
Mm-hmm.
by the is it the, not the points, is it the 0.75?
No,
It's the points.
it's the
times
points.
Okay.
Yeah, so we would multiply the 6 points. We would multiply 6% times the 45,000. That would give us how much those points cost the buyer. This is real easy. I don't know why I even have this question there. How many discount points are in 1%? In other words, an entire pie equals how many discount points, E-Man? How many discount points are in an entire pie, 100%? E-Man can't hear us right now. we're gonna say 8 points. Right, we got you, man.
Yeah, my mic went for a minute, some reason.
Yep, there we go. We got you on mic now. 8 points. All right, how much would it cost? Now it's asking us, how much would it cost? What is the dollar amount it's going to cost for discount points if you bought a $55,000 home and financed it at 7% when the market rate is 7.75? So the current rate that the lender is offering is 7.75. The buyer wants 7%. How much of a decrease in rate, Jessica Williams, is the buyer asking for?
6 points.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
0.75%.
0.75%. That was the answer I was trying. So 7.75 minus 7% equals 0.75%. And if we go back to our pie chart, we'll see that 0.75% is the same thing as 6/8. Correct, Jessica Williams? And then so now it's asking us the cost in discount points. So we're going to take that 6% times 55,000, and that was what it would cost this buyer in points. All right, so I hope I helped everybody out in understanding discount points. Again, watch this video again. We actually have a site on YouTube. You can go to YouTube for and search Fayetteville Real Estate School, and we're putting these individual videos up to help you understand real estate math. All right, have a good day, and